So I'm making this video because I'm tired of being fake. Not that I've been fake, but I'm just having this pattern of just being tired of being fake. And you all know my music if you read my lyrics. Some of you might not have read my lyrics. If you read my lyrics, some of them are a bit convoluted. Some don't make much sense. Some might make sense. This just depends on what mood I was in. I had to rush lyrics sometimes because I had to record them the next day. Sometimes you don't plan recordings, they just kind of happen. Something happens, you're like, oh shoot, I gotta record vocals tomorrow. I gotta just rush this. Other times I was just lazy and impatient and I just wrote whatever it is that I wrote. Um, so I try to give my lyrics more thought and meaning. I think Epoch of Exile was a good result of more time being spent writing lyrics. And what I'm doing now with this new album that I'm doing, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think my lyrics are okay. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how I feel about the lyrics. Um, but I'm tired of being fake. And so, I was born Roman Catholic. I'm not going to go on any type of negative review of Roman Catholicism because that's not what I want to do right now. But I'm just going to say that I've always hated going to church. Like literally, I despised waking up on Sundays. In fact, Sundays was the worst day of the whole week because it's the end of the weekend and you have to wake up and go somewhere that you don't want to go to. And you went, and for 1 hour you had a ceremony that meant absolutely nothing to you, and then you end it and you don't learn. In Latin America, you're not really taught the Bible much, unless you go to a Protestant church, but that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That so, but the thing is, you know, I was converted, and I still didn't like going to church. I don't like waking up in the morning on Sundays. In fact, most days I don't like waking up. Period. And what I would do is I would just put some clothes on. I don't like dressing up. Dressing up for church is just even more torture, so why suffer more when you can just dress up in jeans or whatever? I never understood the whole thing about dressing nice for church. I mean, I get it. Remember, I'm Presbyterian. We are, the formal ones. We are the educated ones, if you know what I mean. So I had to kind of play Presbyterian or whatever. And the thing though is that it took a long time for me to actually find a church that I liked doctrinally. And what I wanted was a church that would teach me the Word of God from the Bible, from history, from philosophy, from the languages, etc., etc., etc. And I didn't get that much until I became a Presbyterian. Of course, there are excellent churches out there that are not Presbyterian, but that's just the direction that I happen to take. So I go to a great church, and it's nothing that I'm saying is being derisive or negative toward what happens at church or at my church, although I am very critical of churches that I've gone to in the past. Not mine. I'm only saying that I don't like going to church. It's not fun for me. It's not I don't really feel anything at all. I might feel a little better. There's some people to talk to, say hi, how's it going, catch up a little. But especially the pandemic, you don't get around people as much because our government doesn't get it. You know that being away from people like that is more harmful than the actual virus. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I probably lost every one of you. Like, nobody is listening to this right now. Everybody shut off their YouTube or whatever. So why? So honestly, the reason I go to church is, because the Bible tells me to. So I do it. What else is there, to do? You go to church. That's the mandate. You go. You go. You hear the sermon. Sometimes if they make it too funny, it makes it worse. I've gone to churches that kind of joke around here and there and make little jokes, and my anger level goes from 99 to 100. And it's usually at the 50% level or 75 level, because I struggle with anger problems. Just ask the people I live with. But I don't know what I have to do to actually seriously enjoy church, because I've been praying for that for years. It's not like I neglect those things. Like I've told you a million times, I'm a very, very religious person. I have a very active spiritual life. But it's more of a survival mode type of thing. And so why am I even making this video is because I'm tired of being kind of fake. There's one church that I went to years ago and I served at. It was Mars Hill Church in Seattle, Washington. But yes, with a controversial pastor, Driscoll. And, he would be the preacher at that location, at the Ballard location in Seattle. But that church had something awesome and unique that I think is missing in many churches, is that at the end of the church, they had lay counselors, some of them with some formal education, where you could go to talk about your problems. Because when I go to church, I have 50 million problems and nobody to talk to, because everybody's focused on the superficial stuff. And then they go to a restaurant, which, fine, that's cool, but I usually either don't have the money for that, or I don't, it's not part of my diet. I'm trying to lose weight, and I've been trying to lose weight for like 25 years, and I have trouble with spending money on Sundays. I don't, I shy away from spending any money because of my denominational background. So, if you want to go to Denny's after church, I'm not going to tell you anything. But that's just my conscience. And now that I'm basically permanently disabled, the less walking that I do, the better. Because sometimes you have to get out of your vehicle, and in certain parts of Pittsburgh, the parking is horrid, so you have to walk. And I don't want to walk. Not because I'm lazy, but because there's some discomfort involved. So that's, week in, week out, you go to church, you get out, it's the same thing. And it's kind of like going to McDonald's, because you know what to expect when you go in. Nothing's going to change. You go in, you order your Happy Meal if you have kids. If you are fortunate enough to I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. Then you get your meal, you get your order, and you leave, you eat, and then you throw up because your stomach hurts from eating that food. Except that, Going to church doesn't do that. Going to church makes you better. It produces good things. But my point is that for me, it's a day in and day out thing, and it gets boring. It gets old. I told you, most of my life I'm pretty much bored. That's the feeling that I have. But the reason why I'm so active, the reason why I have to work so much and produce so much, and I have to be active all the time, is because I want to not be bored. And so the cycle gets really old. Sunday in, Sunday out, same thing, doesn't change. So this video has absolutely no point, except to say that I'm tired of being fake. I'm being repetitive in my videos now. And by now, again, nobody is watching this right now. Everybody has shut off their YouTube. But again, I'm feeling particularly negative today because it's been a long day. I've been going on 5-6 hours of sleep per day because I work overtime. And I have to take care of myself medically. Hospital visit, hospital visit, hospital visit. No fun. But at least I get free massage. Although it's deep tissue, so there's some pain involved. But that's okay. Anyway, since none of you are listening, I'm writing a song, and it's gonna be a cool song. It's gonna be a little bit more technical than y'all are used to with me, and I'm just gonna make sure that the lyrics are not fake, but real. So that's the end of the video, and I hope that none of you ever experience what I've experienced, and I hope that one day I can actually start enjoying going to church. Peace out, guys.